this video works. You're now watching Shaw Goods TV. No script, no schedule, just me. I actually hate so much that these were not recorded in widescreen. That's really driving me crazy as I'm watching them back and editing. But we are starting part 3. 3? I believe this is part 3. Basically, I have given the boys to their dad. Kinda, sorta. And as a result, he made my life even more crazy. This is just me, because I think at the start of this video, I'm homeless now. I have lost my jobs, lost my place, all because of him. And I know it sounds like, bitch, take some accountability, but no, I wish it's because of him. And now I'm homeless, kind of on my own. No one's here for me. The worst time, like the roughest time of my life. And that's what we're starting this out at. So let's go, part 3. I need to do my hair, do something, because these are gonna look crazy when I watch these back and I'm just laying in the damn bed with no light, holding the phone up to my face because I'm lazy as hell and don't feel like setting up to record the real way. But I had made it out. My lace looks crazy as fuck. I noticed that in the last video. It's okay. Bro, I was making it through one way or the other. So it was getting to the point where at some point, I think my baby father in cahoots with somebody else who was against me, called and told the police that I was driving this car with suspended lights. First of all, someone stole my stolen license plates off the car. And then when I came up with another solution, I forget what the hell I did at that point, someone then called and told the police exactly where I was staying, whose car it was, and that my car was, I was riding dirty. The police should not have known this information. They had to have been told by someone, and I'm pretty sure that someone was my ex working along with someone else, because he had a partner throughout a lot of this bullshit. Again, I ain't go into details. So at this point, I go to work. I tell them, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to come to work anymore because, bitch, I'm going to go to jail driving this car and da-da-da-da. My trainer was like, no, girl, hold on. Goes outside, calls her mother. I don't know them at all. The trainer I've only known for like a week or two. And she calls her mom, was like, da-da-da. My mom says you can come live with her. What? I don't know her. Okay, sure, yeah, I'm going to go. But I really wasn't going to go. However, her and her mom showed up that weekend, packed up all my stuff from the motel, and we took my truck over to her house, and then I ended up living there with her for 6 months. And that's how I got off the streets, because I was literally on the streets for almost a year. Do this. I'm working my new job. Things going great. Eventually, I move out from the trainer's mama's house. Got me a nice apartment right by work. I was saving money. It's amazing. In the meantime, I'm not seeing my children as much because I don't have a stable place to even see them at. But even if I did, he was not letting me see them. He was just like keeping them from me or being really weird. Also, in the meantime, throughout the homelessness and the living at the trainer mama's house, he had been working to try to figure out a way to get custody. Everything he tried, and anytime he would try to get benefits, they would be like, you don't have custody of these kids. The custody is with the mom. And he was not getting anywhere because there had been no reason for him to, there was no reason for me to lose custody. I never got in trouble or anything like that. I just was like, go ahead, go to your father's house. And that's what it was. So now he's running into these issues. He's trying to get me to sign over my parental rights, doing all this weird shit that I'm definitely not going to do. As far as, I don't know exactly what they did, but they definitely try to use documents notarized kind of fraudulently to make it seem like I was giving up my rights, or just this is him and his sister working together, just doing the fucking most to figure out a way for him to get these whatever the fuck he was trying to do. Now, at the same time, I'm giving money. Anytime he asks me for money, because I have a really good job. And I have continued to have a really good job. Even before we broke up, I always had really good jobs, or could get a job if I didn't have a job. Like, that's been my thing all my life. A bitch is going to have a job. I'm going to work. So anytime he would let me know he needed anything, of course, I would give him the money. And that would be my opportunities to see the kids. And it would be brief, but whatever. So this has been going on for a while, and I had just given him a bunch of money. I had just done this. He'd been trying to get these rights, but I think everything's going fairly okay. Right now, I'm focused on working and getting back from being homeless all this time and trying to figure a way, because my car is definitely still dirty, and trying to figure a way out of that. And so I'm at my newest job one day, and they tell me that someone's summoning me at the security desk. My boss comes and tells me this, and because of the history at this point, they kind of know with me and my ex and his history of showing up at jobs in the past, I was always on edge. Like, I literally was diagnosed with PTSD by a doctor, like actually diagnosed. And I still deal with a lot of that today, but I was just whatever. So me and him go, he's like, I'll go with you. So we go down to the security desk and bam, process server. He was like, you've been served. I'm like, served? I've never been in trouble in my life. So I'm like, what? And absolutely, it was me getting served for child support court, because at some point, someone told him down his little path of trying to figure out how to steal custody, someone told him this was going to be the best way to get that done by, what's the word? I don't know. Basically asking for child support. And that would give him custody. And then he would also, probably not to the court's knowledge, he can also now use this as a way to control me. And he motherfucking did, because he motherfucking did. I went to court, and I didn't know what to fucking expect. Like, I didn't know what to expect. They did a little document and they came up with some numbers. I worked. He still hasn't been working. In the meantime, he's been getting Social Security benefits because he's now been approved for disability. He had gotten a large lump sum for, because he had been trying for a while. Even when we were together, he had been trying since then. So he got a large lump sum. He doesn't know I know this, but his sister told me, and whatever. So he's okay. He's not not able to take care of these children. He has a large family. He definitely had the support. I'm not trying to make excuses for why I shouldn't pay, because absolutely I should take care of my children. And anytime he'd ask, or anytime I knew they need anything, any holiday, I definitely did that. Until once I got put on child support, it was really difficult to do that, because that day in court, they went through the little financial paperwork and they gave me a document, and I saw there was a figure written on this document, but I just thought that was the monthly figure, because I ain't never been to child support court before. Like, I don't know how the fuck this shit works. So we go through court, and at the end, when it was all said and done, I started out with about $10K in arrears. And my monthly payment, when it was all said and done, was probably something like, I don't know, $1,200. Plus, I was responsible for half of daycare, half of medical. When they showed me and they let me know that amount that I thought was monthly was in fact weekly, bitch, devastated. And that pretty much is how I got on child support. And that was just the beginning of a lifelong battle with trying to be financially stable, and also with dealing with an ex that put me on child support, and then was also being the meanest, most petty. Like, I often joke that I didn't have a baby father, that I had a baby mother, because the way this man would go about this whole child support business, how he would act, how he would use our kids as pawns, how he would not let me see them, how he would drag me back and forth to court. Like, I'll go more into that in the next video, but that's essentially what started how I actually got on child support. And then I'll tell you more about what life was like on child support, and then why I think child support is so fucking terrible as the way it's not terrible. Child support is not terrible. It's great, but the way it's being enforced, the way it's being ran, not good. So now my ass is on motherfucking child support. They started them payments ASAP, bro. When I officially got put on child support, I was still working my good job, and I had a nice apartment I had gotten into after homelessness. And so very quickly, things were starting to look a little bit dire because it's crazy. Like, I had my rent, my own utilities, my own, cell phone bills, car insurance. I don't have a car note at this point, but actually, I don't think I had insurance either. I think I was still riding dirty. Yeah, I was. But still, I got all these other bills I got to take care of. And on top of that, I'm essentially paying like I said, $1,200 a month. I'm paying for another household for the most part. And them costs was motherfucking adding up, bitch, like quick. And so I had just met this girl at my job, months before this, and we had become cool. She was facing some financial strife herself, and so we had hung out one night, and she was like, maybe we should be roommates, because she owned her condo that she was living in. And side note, to this day, this is one of my closest friends to this day, like probably the person that knows me the absolute most. But we ended up moving in together, or I moved in. I gave up my apartment and moved in with her. I had already at this point realized that shit was gonna get real, so let me get a second job. Because remember, if I don't do nothing else, my ass is gonna motherfucking work. Like, I've had a job since I was 11, working under the table. I had 2 jobs since I was like 15. And I spent the majority of my entire adulthood working 2 jobs. Like, getting a job is just something I'm good at. Is it my Capricorn rising? Probably. So I had already gotten a second job. So I'm working the second job, which was like an overnight job, like the 3rd shift job. And then I'm in the morning going to my day job. She works at the same exact job. So after I move in with her, within the first 2 weeks of me being there, I'm driving to my overnight or 3rd shift job and got on the wrong highway by accident. I know where I'm going, but I got on the wrong highway by accident. And then my whole getting off the highway to get back on the right highway, I get pulled over by the police. Now, at this point, my car is motherfucking charged off, not registered, not insured. I'm pretty sure the emissions was done on that bitch. And I don't have stolen plates anymore because my stolen plates had gotten stolen from me. But I have a friend who had given me some old plates she had. Like, I don't know where the fuck I got these plates from. I had some plates on my fucking car. And whatever, so they ended up impounding my car. I luckily didn't go to jail that night, but I lost my car and my second job within like 20 minutes. That shit was gone. So I now am working the one job, but it's okay because my roommate that I live with now, she works the same job. We work the same schedule, everything. So I just started going to work with her. Well, probably about a month into that, there was a layoff at my job, and I definitely was part of that layoff. And so I now have no job, no car, no second job. I'm living with my friend. I was supposed to be her roommate, but at this point, bitch, I'm a motherfucking squatter or a goddamn boarder because I can't contribute to this household at all. I do eventually get unemployment, but even when I went to get unemployment, I had, for whatever reason, gone over I had been unemployed at some point and done an extra payment when I wasn't supposed to, I guess. I had gotten in trouble. I didn't do this shit continuously, but I think they were saying that I overutilized unemployment for a week or 2. Whatever the fuck it was, I ended up getting penalized. So for my first 10 weeks, I didn't get unemployment, bitch. I was being penalized. Like, I didn't have to pay money back, but they held back my payments for 10 weeks. So anyway, so that was a struggle. And I did end up getting a temp job for the summer, but for the most part, I'm unemployed for almost a year, because this is when like everyone was getting laid off. Everyone was unemployed. The housing market crashed this year. Like, everything was going on around this time. Gas prices were crazy, whatever. So I, was struggling for a bit, but I went to court like, okay, well, shit. Y'all can come up off some of this goddamn child support, because, bitch, I ain't got it. And with everything, like, my income had dropped. Like, I had lost close to like $40K a year in income. And that $40K a year in income only translated to maybe a $30 to $40 reduction in my child support payments. Bitch, what? And so that particular day in court, when they told me that, I ain't gonna lie. Like, usually in court, I just be in there doing my thing. That I fucking burst into tears, bitch. Because what you mean it's only gonna take $30, $40 off? Like, how am I supposed to pay this? Like, I literally don't got it. I don't have it. Y'all see on this paper here, I don't have it. Like, I'm in the red. Like, I'm in the red before the child support. So how are you telling me I got, like, what? You don't care that I have nowhere to live, that I'm homeless, I don't have a vehicle? Like, they did not give any fucks about that. Like, none. And so I burst into fucking tears, because I was just that stunned. Like, what? And so at this point, my son's dad was like, I forget how it got initiated, but they asked me what I would be comfortable with paying. And so I asked them to reduce that shit by, it wasn't half, but it was a lot. Like, he ended up reducing it by a lot to help me. And so now the payments are a little lower, but it's still not really helping, because I don't got no fucking job still. But, it was better than nothing or something. So when this is happening, now he's trying to encourage me, because he's since moved out with his sister. He has an apartment, and he's trying to convince me to come back and live with him and be with him. And I ain't want no motherfucking parts of that. And then, when I went over that first time to see my sons, I think it was Christmas. It was definitely Christmas. He was definitely trying to, why do I keep saying definitely? He was absolutely trying to come on to me. He was touching me. He was groping me. It was just really uncomfortable. And I didn't know what to do, because I didn't want anything for him. Like, at this point, man, like, because I ain't tell you all the stuff he had been doing to me, like, leading up to that. Like, I would have rather be shot in the face. I probably should have said that. But I would have rather have, like, than to deal with him. So it was just a lot. And when I didn't, like, accept his advances, or didn't, what's the word? I didn't what his advances? I forgot the word I'm supposed to use there, because I'm all over the fucking place. I gotta get off this for a second to make a call for work. But when he saw I wasn't going to come back to live with him or do what he wanted to do in this particular visit on Christmas Day, he ended up cussing me the fuck out and kicking me out of the house, like, abruptly ending the time that I was spending with my sons. Now, leading up to this, he had already done a bunch of wild shit, like, or foul shit, where I'm supposed to, like, wake me up. I'm going to come there early before you wake the kids up for Christmas so I could be there with them. Because it's been, at this point, a couple of years since he's had these boys. And either he wouldn't, he would wake them up before I got there and do the gift giving without me, or I would show up and he wouldn't be there because he'd be down south and didn't tell me he was taking the kids away for
time out.
All right, you made it through part 3. You guys are doing a good job. Keep up the good work. Head back over to SGTV and check out part 4. We're almost done.
You've been watching Shaw Goods TV. Too little to rehearse, too little to hide.
Protocol brief.
Installing
Extracting core values. Loading
At full clarity. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Shut